It's a fusion. It's a weekend. It's a 2x. It's a 10x. It's a day ending in Y. So you know what that means? It's time to pull shards. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and I want to say happy Halloween, post-Halloween candy hangover to all of you guys. If you celebrate, hopefully you had some fun. If you don't celebrate, hopefully you still had some fun. And we have a wonderful, wonderful event. So we have the 2x Ancients, which is generally a good time to pull shards for almost any account, particularly because with the empowerment of epics, now even endgame accounts can use some of the epics you get with this shard pull event. And hey, there's a fusion going on. I think I'd like to do it. And we're looking for points. Now, just taking a look at the event here quickly, we have the champion chase here. We have 300 points to get the rare. It's a little more than usual. Sometimes it's closer to 250, 300, or not 300, 3,000 seems to be the number we're looking for. Usually it's around 2,500. I would love on this account to get all the way up here to this mythical book. I don't know if I have enough shards to do it, but I do like this 2x fusion that we're going for the 2x, the 10x here. Vulkanos. Vulkanos looks really cool. He powers up on burns. He does a bunch of damage. He hits really hard. He does a bunch of extra damage based off of burns, and he gets more powerful based off the Demonspawn. So I would love to get him, honestly, on either account. He would power up both accounts pretty well. So as far as my plan to get those points, and again, that mythical book would be great. First off, we're going to start off with the summoning pool. And I actually have 2 shards worth of pulls here. So I know I got one of them for free because they gave everyone one for free. And then I spent some time in the Sand Devil on this account. So I would absolutely love a Rhodos on this account. Rhodos would be amazing because I have a Siphi on my alt. I would love a Morgaine. I would not mind a Hefrak. I'd love a Calvalax on this account. Teal would be great. And the others are dupes that wouldn't be too bad. So I'm super excited for this. But you know what? These are basically free points. We do have our Pepsi here. Let me crack that puppy open. Unfortunately, they are not a sponsor. Pepsi, you can change that. So let's get some luck here. We've got 2 of these first to knock off. This is going to be at least 500 points towards the champ chase. So that's good. Let's go. That is an epic. That is an Anax. I don't think I actually have an Anax built on this count, but he is a fairly hard-hitting champion. He is really good for block damage clan boss teams or untuned clan boss teams if you think you can keep him alive. He's super squishy, but he does a lot of damage. He's got decreased defense, he's got poison, and he's got weaken. Good champion overall, and he's got a passive that lets him do additional damage as well. Let's see if we can get something a little more interesting. I'd love a legendary. And well, we got another Anax. So if I didn't have one built before, I'm definitely going to be plussing him if I don't already have one at +4. So that is 250 points out of the way. That is great. So we are going to go in with the Ancient Shards. I've got plenty of room here. So we're going to pull 4, and then we will pull all 100. Now, if you are not going for the high-end stuff, if you're not going for the extra books, if you're not going for the mythical book, or you're not going for Vulkanos, then you may want to pull the minimal amount of shards you're going to pull to get the champion if you're doing the fusion. If you're not sure if you're doing the fusion, well, pull the shards you want to pull and go from there. The other thing that we might get from the fusion, or from the shards, I should say, is the fact that Signy of High Shield, I think that's her name, is the epic, and she is available from blue shards. So we have a not insignificant chance of possibly pulling her from shards. Now, it's going to be low, so it's unlikely, but you know what? Could make the fusion a lot easier for you if you get lucky. So let's go. Let's pull this and see if we get something cool on this account. I do not believe I'm near Mercy, so there's a chance I may not get a legendary, but we're already starting off with a Neldor. Neldor is great for Fire Knight. He's got a freeze on the A1, 40% chance. He's got a attacks 4 times in A2, good for taking down the shield on the Fire Knight. He's got decreased speed, which is great against the Fire Knight as well. Heals him as well, which is not too bad. And then finally, whenever a freeze is placed by another champion, he can possibly join in with his default skill as well, which makes him very good for assisting with the freezes. Now, he's not the best single freeze champion, so if you're only bringing one freeze champion, not that great, but he pairs well with like a Carl or a Newt as a secondary freeze champion if you need one. So, good champion. And we get a rare, nothing particularly excited. The Anointed, not great. Guardian. Guardian is one of MTG's favorite rares. He's got the block debuffs, got the attacks 4 times at random, and then chance of durations of targets on buffs for 2 turns. Fun champion for a rare. Definitely helpful in faction wars. Yep. Madman, one of the few rares to get nerfed. So used to do a lot of damage in Hydra. Not really useful anywhere anymore at this point. So, all right. So just to check the points, we're kind of curious on this. We'll see how many we have to pull before we get what we need. We are at 780, so we're looking for 3,000. So we're going to start pulling. I'll count the points as well, see where we get, and you know, if we getting lots of points early, then maybe we'll go. If it takes us several pulls, maybe I'll stop a little early too. That's probably the responsible thing to do. I do have enough Sacreds to get the Epic pretty much regardless from the Summon Rush as well, so I'm not as worried about the Fusion if I don't get anything particularly exciting. But, you know, let's pull some shards. Let's see if we can get Vulkanos. That would be really, really cool. And again, I could use some extra epics on this account. I could use some really good legendaries as well, because who couldn't use good legendaries? That is Luthea, not a particularly exciting epic. Otherwise, nothing there. And that's the problem with this, is we're only getting 1 epic per pull, which it's 1 or 2 you're probably going to average, probably closer to 1. That's only 340 points, so we're just over 1,100. We are not going to really kind of cruise through this unless we start pulling a tons of epics or tons of legendaries. And then you get pulls like this. And that's the real problem with Ancients, is while Ancients are a good time to pull for these champion chase points because the extra epics help a lot, the fact that the rares are only worth 10 points versus if it was a Void, you would have them worth 50. It makes it kind of hard to stack up points really, really fast. So hopefully we'll stack up more points with some of these pulls. There is 1 epic. That's good. There is a 2nd epic. That is an Ulfring. I'm also looking for Furgon. So, that was a decent pull. Now we're 2,000-ish points in. So if I do 1 more, maybe it will be good. Maybe not. Especially if I get a legendary, that'd be great. I do, however, need a Furgon for the Mikage fusion. So we are going to go for a Furgon too. So we may just be pulling shards regardless. Sounds like I'm trying to justify it. Maybe I am. But we like pulling shards. Pulling shards is fun. All right, so round 240 or 2,400. If I get another epic here, nope. So we definitely need at least 1 more pull, at which point we might as well just kind of pull the rest. Now, last time I had to pull some of these shards, I did not pull all of them, so that helps as well. Yeah. All right, so how many do we have left? We're 40 left, and we're definitely going to need to pull at least 1 more 10 pull, so I think we're just going to pull the rest of them. Very unfortunate. I was really hoping we get higher up here, but, you know, to be fair, I should have known we were not going to get 10,000 points on 100 Ancients. So let's get something cool. That is an Aina. Not particularly exciting. I mean, she can do some decent damage. She's actually decent in Clan Boss. Probably good in Centranos if you need epics. Brady in the blue, another champion who's actually really, really good for Fire Knight. He's got a 35% chance of doing freeze on a 3-hitter on the A1, a 45 bookable to 65 chance on a 2-hitter on the A2 to do from freeze, and he does increased turn meter and increased speed. You could certainly pair him with a Neldor, and you'd have an interesting champion as well. Also does extra turn meter when freeze debuffs are placed by this champion, so he kicks his own turn meter up just a little bit. So he's very good for hard Fire Knight. So we got 2 more pulls, I think. Let's get something cool. I would love a legendary raid. Come on, Pepsi, do not let me down. All right. So we got one last 10 pull. I don't think we're going to get 10 legendaries. That would be quite amazing. That would be awesome. I'd love a legendary. Or at least a really good epic. Maybe the fusion epic. Valerium, bless this account. Be good. Broodlord, not particularly exciting. Trumbor, pretty good. Deacon, really good. Well, there's all the epics. So, looks like we were waiting for a big pull at the very, very, very last shard pull. So, what all did we get? Definitely nowhere near where we need to be for this, but we did get one of the legendary books as well. I could probably pull some other shards for chickens at some point in time, or maybe pull something else. We'll see. I don't know if a 5-star chicken is really worth that much, particularly given I don't have much else on here. So there are shard pulls for the alt. Let's go hop on my main where I've got a similar number of shards, probably not quite as many, and we'll get some pulling done there as well. All right, so here on my main, we've got 78 ancient shards, and I'm going to be pulling all of them because I would really like a Vulkanos on this account. We also have 2 of these prism shards as well, so let's go for the prism shards. Again, we have the Pepsi, not a sponsor, but you could be. And since we did not use up any of our luck, we're going to get some prayers off to RNGesus, and we're going to hope that Polarium blesses at least one of my accounts with some content creator luck. Not really a thing, but, you know, we'd like to think so. So let's get some legendaries here. This would be great. I would love pretty much the same champions I love on the other account. Rhodos's would be great. That is a miscreated monster. He's a fun champion. And that is Durandil. I actually think I need to build a Durandil on this account because I think he'd be useful for Centranos. He actually hits really, really hard. This AoE is fairly good and ignores some defense by default already. And then this hits like a truck, but it already ignores 50% of defense, so that makes some sense as well. He is a very good nuker in the Dark Elves. He can be your endgame Faction Wars nuker. He can also be very helpful in some of the secret rooms as well. So, all right. Let's get back to ancient shards and let's pull some ancient shards. Again, Pepsi, you're going to bless us. You better. We're going to pull the first 8 solo. I am not near Mercy, so we are probably not going to get anything exciting, but we can try. And it is 2x, so hope always springs eternal. Nothing particularly exciting here so far. Really nothing exciting. Could at least get an epic. That would be great. Are we on a 10x itinerant? That is a dwarf. There's an epic. That is a Farless Gravedirt. Not a huge fan. Definitely if you like candles on the shoulders, though, he's the champion to go to. There's a lot of candles on champions in this game. I don't quite understand that, but it's an aesthetic. To be fair, I've never tried wearing candles. It might be very pleasant. All right. So we have 70 shards to pull. We are looking for 3,000 points. We are around 800-ish. Yep, we'd be around 800-ish right now. So let's get going. We should be able to get to that 3,000 without too much of a problem. Hopefully we can get more. Hopefully we can strike some gold. Gold would be great. Wow, okay. Melga, good champion. Delaja, I don't know too much about Delaja. I don't think she's particularly great. Uranus and Snorting Thug, not particularly good. But hey, these are the type of pulls I was hoping for on the alt to get there quickly. This is already 1,000 points. We're already most of the way there. towards the fusion rare. Cannot complain too much. Maybe Raid is trying to save us some shards, but not with a pull like this. Oh, there's a Grush the Mangler. Grush the Mangler is a login champion. He's actually pretty good. He can hit very hard. Marquez is actually a really good defense-based nuker for a rare. She can hit fairly hard in arena. Her AoE can actually hit around as hard as Trunda's basic AoE, not her Nutso A2. But she does need Weaken to be out there to really get that second hit. But it hits really, really hard. And she's a rare, so she's easy to build. I recommend her for Faction Wars. Good rare to just kind of have around on your account as well. Fat Man is very good. He will get empowered. Oop, there is a gold. There is an Altan. Altan is an OG clan boss god, and he is not very good now. So he is a defense-based champion, so all of his damage is based off of defense, which is correct, even though he's an older champion. He's got a single attack with decreased attack. Used to be really good in Clan Boss when these unkillable teams were not really a thing. And then he's got an A2, which places increased defense on all allies, which means he does additional damage, and of course keeps everybody protected, and puts a shield up if he kills an enemy. He's not going to kill the Clan Boss. The other thing that was nice about him is he would revive a random ally if he kills an enemy. Again, not really happening on Clan Boss. But Altan was like the go-to damage dealer for Clan Boss really early on in the game. We have moved long past that now. I don't really need him, and he does power up the reference champion, which I actually have on this account. So I'll probably actually be empowering, not Croydian. Oh, we're going to look him up because it's going to drive me nuts if I don't remember who we're talking about. But let's go to the index. Barbarians. Chronum. That's right. He empowers this dude. Chronum's an interesting champion. I like Chronum. He was kind of a Ninja 2.0 of sorts. Very hard to get because you need to do 6 reference accounts to get him. But once you do, you get a bunch of extra sacreds as well, whether or not you do them or if you have friends that can do them. If you have friends that are willing to play the game that are interested in actually playing, getting Chronum is actually pretty cool. So Chronum's got this one passive where he'll activate his active skill every time. It's 10 times. It's 5 if you get the Jamarsa, who's an epic that comes with the reference kits as well. He also auto-revives every 4 turns, places HP burn on everybody, and then this attacks 3 times at random and ignites the burns as well. This is where he's kind of ninja-like. And then he's got an 8-1 that double hits. The problem he has versus Ninja is Ninja escalates his own damage and gets extra turn meter and has decreased defense as well. So Ninja tends to be better than Chronum, but Chronum's not a bad champion for free. He does a decent amount of damage. He can hit pretty hard, brings a lot of burns. Good champion, and that's why I don't mind empowering him, because for a while I actually had him soloing the Sand Devil, because he could solo Sand Devil 24 with Demarsha on the team without gear, and then 3 other food champions, and he would solo it just fine. But that was at level 24. He does not work as well on level 25 because he weak hits. So, you know, we'll live with that. But, you know, I got an Altan. That's good. He'll empower my Chronum. I'm not going to complain. Let's see if we get something else cool. Where are we at with the points? Let's go check that out quickly. Points-wise, we are already at 3,700. So we've got this book here. We are not really close to anything else here. So, but I would really, really love that other champion. I'm not having problem getting sacreds and other shards right here. So we're going to keep on pulling. Honestly, if you struggle to get shards, I would stop right here because it's just telling you it's a good time to stop. But I don't have problems getting shards, so I'm going to keep pulling. It's entertaining. It's fun. People like to pull shards. And you know what? I can't blame you if you like to pull your shards and you pull them anyway. So, go nuts. Come on, RNG. Let's get something else cool. Melga's not too bad as a reviver, as mentioned. Gorlos can be pretty good for a couple of content. He's got an HP burn and decreased defense. He can actually be used for the Godseeker duo. He's one of the better Godseeker duo champions in the epic category if you want to do Sand Devil. That is not particularly exciting. Really does not want me to have that chicken after some pretty juicy epic pulls earlier. Urticata, Gory. Urticata is actually a pretty good poisoner for clan boss. She allows other people to place poisons as well, as long as you get a hex up on the boss. Pretty good. Gory was supposed to be really good for Fire Knight Hard. He is not. Gory's bad. Fang Cleric, Hexia. And there we go. So, did I get that extra chicken? Let's take a look. I got the extra chicken. Yay, almost exactly. So, that is awesome. I would not mind extra books too, but that's a lot of extra points. I don't have those extra points. So, I am going to be happy just because I mentioned I was going to do it. Let's go find my Chronum and empower him. +2 Chronum would be great. That gives him 10 points of extra speed, as well as some accuracy and extra stats as well. So, awesome. As you can see, I've even got a skin for him, because I think you could earn a skin at one point. That's right, you get the skin if you get all of your reference as well. So, there we go, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hopefully your shard pulls go as good, if not better than mine. Good luck getting Vulkanos. And if you're not pulling shards and just want to be along for the ride, well, I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me so far. I'll be streaming later today when this video gets posted, as well as actually I've done some shard pulls for viewers yesterday. I'll probably try to record those and post those as well, because again, everyone likes pulling shards with friends. So until the next video, appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm Bront CatHerder.